Before I start this episode, everyone, understand that today I'm going to give you 6 things I've learned from Jason Capital. However, I know that not everyone really likes this guy because he was a bit controversial in his heyday. But I will say this right now. If you came across this episode, understand this. I worked for that guy, and this is what I learned working for him. Yes, you guys, I have closed deals for him. So if you think that you're just going to come across a podcast where Adam's going to talk about closing girls, no, not today. But I will say this, you guys, you will hear a few things about, dating analogies and whatnot. But I will say this before I start. Brothers, listen to me. Leave me if I serve you. I appreciate you. And remember this, you guys. Remember this right now. If you want to sign up for my fitness courses, check the show notes. Because I'm still offering to you all 14-day challenge. And I'll say this right now. Guys, I keep getting more testimonies. Check this out. Marvin said, "Yo, Adam, I appreciate your help on that 14-day challenge." So, let's start the podcast, you guys. Yo, if you're tired of spinning your wheels in the gym, my man, and if you're also struggling with low energy, lack of results, and feeling invisible to everyone around you, you need to stop trying random workouts, my dude. And also, cut out the cookie cutter diets. Those fail because they never train your mindset first. Click the link in the show notes and start Alpha Body Blueprints today. This is the only system that builds confidence, discipline, and masculine energy, and get the lean, shredded physique you want. You are listening to the Masculine Mindset Show, a podcast for men to develop a backbone, a masculine purpose, if you will, and get more physically attractive, and even become more mentally healthy. All you men listening, I turn nice introverts into fit, self-entitled savages, if you will. And you might even become a little cocky as a result of your G status. More importantly, you guys, I also show you how to flirt and date more women and seal the deal. Just look at the show notes. They are all on my blog articles. Let's get into the content. 6 things I've learned from Jason Capital. Now, brothers, I really have to address this moving forward. As I said, not everyone really knows this person, but I will say, Jason Capital, I'll just give you a few programs that I remembered from him, okay? Mental Dominance, I actually referenced in my hardcover book. 77 Ways to Develop a Masculine Mindset. And also, Power Influence. And I'll state one more very good program from him that he was known for. The Higher Status 25-Day Course. Now, I'm not going to talk about his programs though. Today, I'm going to talk about the 6 things I've learned from him working for his team. I'll say that one more time. The 6 things I've learned from him working for his team. Okay, so guys, listen to me. I will say this real quick. He was known as America's honest dating coach. And I'll say this real quick. I kind of preferred his dating courses above all of his courses. That was just me, but let's just go back to the fucking tangent here. Welcome to the Masculine Mindset Show, where I'm going to actually be covering this really cool lessons I've learned from Jason. Now, this is not motivational fluff, okay? But it's his core values, all right? His core values that he had on his team, okay? But I'll say this, you guys. Even though these were his core values, I do have my values. You can find the 5 V's of the Masculine Mindset community. Go find that podcast and you'll see it. So, technically speaking, even though you're learning what I learned from Jason, the 5 V's of the Masculine Mindset, check out that one after this podcast, after you listen to this. Now, let's just jump right into it. Kaizen. Now, you guys, this one is really important if you want to get better with basically anything, any type of skill. You want to get better at influence, you want to get better at persuasion, you want to get better at basically seduction. You need to master incremental improvements. That's what Kaizen is, okay? Incremental improvements. Now, here's the thing most guys don't get about self-improvement. They think it's about taking these huge steps. Because I've done that. Let's face it, you guys. Not everyone is willing to spend $1,000 to get a book proofread by a professional copywriter. But I will say, you guys, as I said, it looks fucking phenomenal. So, check the show notes. 77 ways to develop a masculine mindset. And let's keep going. So, the biggest thing about Kaizen is you need to not act like reading 12 books is going to get you to where you want to go. You need to understand that Kaizen is micro, not macro. No, I'm not talking about like massive, huge improvements. Sometimes you guys, you like to jump from weight to weight in the gym. And when you jump from like a 25-pound plate to a 45-pound plate, that's not a good plan because you're just basically putting too much weight on your body and you could have a gym fail and then you're fucked. You guys wonder why I promote fitness. Okay, I promote fitness because that is the quintessential example of Kaizen. If you think about it, if you want to improve little incremental improvements in the gym, here's what you do. You increase by 5 pounds, for example, right? Now, that's the whole point, you guys, right? Don't try to add 50 pounds to your bench in a week. Add 5, then add 5 again. Stack those small wins until people suddenly say, damn, when did you get so strong, right? And also, the dating angle, same exact thing, you guys. You can't act like you're going to become charismatic overnight. It's a skill set, okay? You don't transform into some Casanova the next day, or the next week, or the next month. It takes longer than that, okay? Patience is key, you guys. Patience is key. Now, what's the lesson behind Kaizen, you guys? The lesson is commit to becoming slightly better every single fucking day. And compounding that will do the rest for you. Part 2, speed is king. Speed has made me money. Speed has gotten me girls. Speed has also gotten me to my fitness goals, okay? So, brothers, listen to me. Don't misinterpret speed as being reckless. Because some of you guys will misinterpret that as being reckless. It's not recklessness, okay? Here's what's reckless. If you're making poor decisions out of impulsive acts and you're just going way too far with it. So, that's the whole caveat, right? Here's the truth. Money and opportunity rewards fast movers. People miss out because they hesitate, okay? I'll give you an example. I remember a long time ago when I wanted to get my book published. It was my very first dating ebook and my laptop stopped working, okay? I actually tell the story on my really early podcast called When Stubbornness Becomes a Good Thing. So if you hear nature sounds, it's because I'm outside. But here's the point, you guys. I want you to do me a favor. And remember that speed is number 1, okay? Speed is number 1, all right? Dating's no different, you guys. If you hesitate to touch her or hesitate to even flirt with her, she sees that pretty fast. Not to mention, you guys, she notices your body language more than your words. So, another thing that JC taught was body language. Now, I'll say this real quick, you guys. Your body language is way more important than any other thing that you could ever say. I'll say that as a side tangent. But understand that women are attracted to decisiveness, not recklessness. But I will say this real quick. Just be smart with taking action. Be fast, but more importantly, don't be reckless. Let's get to part 3. John Wooden's Rule, part 3. So guys, listen to me. If you really want to listen to this important part, because you guys, Jason also learned from other people too. All right, he learned from John Wooden. He learned from Charlie Munger. People like those guys. All right, Charlie Munger, one of the richest people in the world. I believe he owns Berkshire Hathaways or something like that. But here's a whole important point. John Wooden's rule: be quick, but don't hurry. Okay. Again, you might hear wind in the background. I'm outside. Now let's keep moving forward. This is the balance between the first two. Be quick, yes. Move with urgency, but don't be frantic. Don't be reckless. John Wooden, legendary UCLA coach, taught his players, be quick, but don't hurry. He wanted fast execution, but with composure. Think about it. You ever see that guy in the bar who's trying to be fast? He's bouncing from girl to girl like a ping pong ball, trying lines, rushing the interaction. Guys, listen to me. You shouldn't talk fast. If you actually talk fast in a conversation with a girl, that's kind of like comes across as anxiousness. Like, slow down, relax, chill out. Sometimes I'll talk fast, but you guys, only do that to make a point, and it does communicate charisma. However, you should only really talk fast with control. Control your body and control your words. All right, now let's go, you guys. Now, compare that same guy. Okay? Let's draw a comparison real quick to a guy that moves fast, but also smooth. He spots a girl, walks over immediately, makes a witty comment, but it's calm, it's controlled. That's quick without hurrying. So, in the gym, you guys, it's literally the same. You can't move fast from weight to weight and act like you're going to get fit. You need to take strategic action. Okay, there's a point, you guys, where taking too much action can lead to overtraining. Take strategic action. Be smart, you guys. That's the same thing. The point is urgency should look to smooth from the outside. Quickness is trained composure under pressure. Let's get to part 4. This one I've learned growing up, you guys. It's over delivery. This is part 4, over delivery. But I've learned this one growing up already, so I already knew this one. Okay, some of the other ones I didn't know, like Wooden's rule. But either way, I'll say this real quick. Over delivery is really important. And I'll tell you this real quick, you guys. For every single client I've ever trained in my life, I always went the extra mile. I remember this one time where this girl named Michelle came back on her lunch break, and she remembered that I was about to grab some lunch at that time. And she asked for like a one-on-one. So here's what I did, you guys. I took my time out of my day just to give her a one-on-one session. That right there is over delivery. So if you want to show your community that you value them, here's what you do. Go the extra mile. I went the extra mile for her. That is, I trained her even though I was hungry. So let's get to part 5, the assiduity habit. The assiduity habit, this is Charlie Munger's rule. And yes, you guys, assiduity isn't sexy. It's not flashy. It's not any of those cars and shit that you... Guys, listen to me. I know I interview people from the West Watson community, but sometimes the lifestyle that they portray, it's not like everything people want in their life. But I will say this, you guys. I only really interview them because they are my friends. Now, let's keep moving forward. Assiduity isn't sexy, nor is it flashy, okay? But it's the backbone of everything. Charlie Munger once said, sit on your ass and do it. Say that one more time. Sit on your ass and do it. So, I remember starting out my blog that I just started writing. Started writing one of my very first articles. And then that very first article, I believe, is called The Ultimate Guide to State Training. I want to actually shout out Tony Robbins, because Tony Robbins is technically who I learned that from. Training your state to feel positively good no matter what. Now, I just sat down on my laptop and I started writing, like, healthy habits, right? Healthy food intake, or even daily meditation, and also ice cold showers and stuff like that. And that became my very first article called The Ultimate Guide to State Training. You can find it on my website. All right. Now, I encourage you to find that one just to see my very first article. Now, let's keep moving forward. Okay, the assiduity habit. So, the fitness, yeah. And the fitness scene, you guys, is the exact same thing. All right. Anyone can work out for 2 weeks, but doing it for 2 years or every week without breaks, that's what's going to take you to the next level. Absolutely, 1,000%. You can't act like fitness is going to actually change your life if you don't apply it years and stay consistent. Because you guys, listen to me. Some clients that I've had, they do fall off. But I will say this, you guys. The ones who stick with me, like, for example, Joshua Shore, Jason Hall, Dan Harris. Like, see, those 3 guys right there, they're fucking champions. Now, the thing I want to mention real quick, you guys, is the fact that people fall off the fitness scene is sad to me. You need to learn consistency, all right? Now, really, I should take it even a step further. Sustainability is what gets you to your goals. Sustain those results over time. Now, in the dating scene too, you don't get good with girls by watching a couple of YouTube videos, okay? Say that one more time. You don't get good at the dating scene by a couple of YouTube videos. No, you don't. Here's what you do. You go out and you date girls. That's what you do. It's that simple, you guys. Go on dates. But I'll say this real quick, you guys. I learned to flirt first before taking girls on dates. So that's what I'm going to tell you about that. However, let's just go to the next part, okay? Assiduity is what separates pros from the dabblers, okay? Don't be a dabbler, you guys. Dabblers quit when it's inconvenient. Pros keep going until success has no choice but to show up. Diabetes kills, don't sugarcoat it. This is the very last one. It's also not pretty. So, listen closely, you guys. I want you to comprehend something. Jason would teach this a lot on his team, but he always said, kill the monster when it's small, okay? Kill the monster when it's small, all right? He would also say, run to the problem, not from the problem. And I'll say that one more time, because a lot of you guys out there, you have a hard time with doing this. You make problems into bigger problems. Instead of making problems into bigger problems, here's what you do. Don't sugarcoat it. Address it right away. Kill the monster when it's small, okay? Guys, listen to me. This is something I learned in long-term relationships. If you get into long-term relationships, which I've been in plenty of them, you will come into issues throughout the relationship. And if you don't address it right away, it can pile up and become huge. And then you two are just fighting every day. So I suggest that you address the issues that you know you need to address, okay? That is what a lot of people have a hard time comprehending because they like to make problems a massive big deal when it doesn't have to be a big deal. Just don't sugarcoat it. Diabetes kills, don't sugarcoat it. And that also does apply to health too. Let's really think about it, you guys. Diabetes does kill, doesn't it? Why do you think I promote a healthy lifestyle? But listen to me. Throughout my entire podcast, I know a lot of you listen to the dating shit, but I don't give a fuck about that. Professional fitness training is what I do. So if you want to work with me, again, Alpha Body Bootcamp in the show notes. But listen to me, you guys. This is technically speaking about chasing capital. I will say this real quick, though. If you want to get the body you want, understand that it does take some serious discipline, especially if you have a hard time maintaining a healthy food intake type of lifestyle, you guys. Listen to me. I don't like the word diet. The word diet is temporary. It's a means to an end. So here's what you do. Don't use the word diet. Instead, say, I am on a lifelong journey of health and wealth. Now, that's the end of my podcast for today, you guys. Okay? Don't do diets. Instead, reframe that word and say, I am in this for the long haul, and I'm not going to fucking quit, and I will die before I quit. That's my podcast for today, you guys. I love you. Peace out. Leave me a 5-star review.